I decided to add this little video. I'm going to go out and water my Venus flytraps, so I'm just going to show what I add to the water. I just got back from Walmart, got me some water. And I gave some plants away of some African violets, and here's one of them. The lady says it won't bloom for her, so I'm going to go ahead and show how to install a little wick in that plant right there. So let's put some stuff in this water, and I'm going to use my algae control. I'm going to put 10 drops in this gallon of water, and maybe even more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That'll work. I'm going to grab my fertilizer right here, my 20-20-20. I'll put about that much in the, and I'll just enough to turn the water blue. I'm going to shake it up, head on out to my little shed where my Venus flytraps are, and I'll install a little wick in that African violet. Okay, this is just like the paracord, any polyester or any type of cord that you can buy. I have this blue and green, yellow. I do have some white, but I've been using this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to measure the cup and then figure a couple inches below for whatever container you do. I have a piece of wire that's bent, and what I'll do is I'll grab the cord wherever it went. I'll just set it in the wire, and then that'll help me pull it up through the pot. I'll take a paintbrush, which I have right here, and what I use this for is on the flowers of the Venus flytraps. I'll touch each flower with it, trying to pollinate them. I'm just looking for an open spot right here. There's a big open spot on this side right here. I'm going to angle up through the holes on the bottom of the plant. Now, some of the Venus flytraps, you'll see I use yogurt cups, and those I melted holes in the bottom. Just take a nail, get it hot, then melt it, or a drill, whatever you can use. I'll take this paintbrush, a pencil, whatever. Now I'm going to angle up towards the center. Hold the soil, it's pushing it up. There goes my paintbrush. Now as I pull it out, I'm going to wiggle it in a circular motion to make that hole big. Sometimes the paracord don't go right through the first time, and you got to keep working on it. Take my wire, hopefully find the same hole I just made, push it up. The hole's not really big. There's my wire, and pull up the cord, grab the bottom of the cord here, take my wire off, pull it back down, bend it over, smash it in. It can come out pretty easy, so you're careful. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll look for another pot that this can fit in. I'm just going to grab another little thing. If it doesn't have holes in it, this will fit down and hold it up off the bottom, which just don't. I'll have to find probably a Propel or some other Gatorade type bottle, and that doesn't go all the way to the bottom, about like that. Then you melt a hole in the bottom container and put your water in it, and then it will just sit like this, and that'll self-water itself. But that's how to install a wick. Now what I'm going to do, just move this over here. I'm just going to dump my pre-mixed water that I just did for my Venus flytraps. Just dump it in the container. I have 3/4 inch thick PVC pipe on the bottom holding the grating up. So it'll almost take a gallon and maybe a gallon. I'm going to pour it until it hits just the bottom of the grating, and it's getting real close right there. Okay, it's right there. I've got a African violet right here that's dry. You can see the holes that I melted into the sides, so I can add water. There's the wick. It doesn't fit all the way down to the bottom, so I can add water right there. This one here, there's a windstorm the other day and blew these completely off the top up here, so this one didn't like being blown off and laying there for a day or so. This is out in my shop and we were on vacation camping. Put that one back. So normally if you use the bottles that I made in previous videos, you just put it in, fill it up to the holes, that was done. I'll put some more in this one. As you can see, it's starting to get green, so the last batch I put in there, I didn't put the algae control. As this bottle sucks back, that's when you can move it from plant to plant. You squeeze it and let loose, it'll suck the water back and you can move to the next plant without getting water everywhere. So there, that one's ready. I'll find a container. I'll go to my other garage and see what I can find to set it down in. Or if you have the little plastic bottoms, they're only 20 some cents to 30 some cents, you can put it like that without the wick and just water in that. But that sucks it right up, and by using another container it'll last 3, 4, 5 days, maybe up to a week. Depends on how much it's how dry it is, how hot it is. So anyway, there it goes. Let's go find a container to put that in. I just was noticing this traps here. Here's a flower coming up. Here's a flower coming up right here. A flower coming up right here. Another flower coming up right here. This flower's coming up right here. Flower coming up back here. This one's just starting to open. Another one right here. Another one right here. There's one right here. These are all popping up from my last video. Here's another one right here. Yeah, there's another one back here. Now what I've done, there's 3 little plants that I put in that pot right here, and it's really growing fast. So I'm some middle of July, and most all of these have had flowers previous this spring, so not really too sure what's going on. But they're trying it again, and what I do is either take this paintbrush and touch all of them and come back. These, it's dying down, I've already did that. Or what I've been doing with this one, I'll grab this one. I've got the camera in my hand so I can't do it. I'll grab this one, I'll grab this one, I'll pull them and just touch each other. Touch the flower to flower. That's what I've been doing. I've got the camera in my hand. Well, let's go find a pot to put this African violet in. Okay, here's a couple options. This is a Powerade. Now this, if you do like sports drinks, I usually get Propel, but I have Powerade when they're on sale. You can cut it down about here, and that will fit in and leave a couple inches. Other way is if you go to a party, keep your cups. This is a monster cup. I had some 9-ounce cups, but I don't see any out there. This fits down quite a ways, and it leaves a couple inches that the wick does, well, no, it's about a ½ inch that it doesn't hit the bottom. We can either get a bigger wick or just make sure we keep it in water. You just keep checking it. Now what I'll do, I'll go up from the bottom here and melt a hole. That way when you pour the water in, if you come down below it, then it lowers the level of where you can have your water. Keep it up here. There's room that the water will go down, fill it up to the bottom of that hole. That should last at least a week. So if you have just a couple plants, this is the way you probably want to do it. You have these party cups, Powerade. Now this is a 4-inch pot. A 3-inch pot fits perfect in a Propel bottle. And that's what I had in those other ones, other African violets I showed out there. They were in the Propel bottle. And the lady put this in a 4-inch pot. I asked her not to do that, leave them in 3-inch pots, but she went bigger. It hasn't bloomed, so I exchanged one that was blooming, and I'll keep this one. Probably end up just throwing it away. I got lots of these. Anyway, that's how I add the wick. That's how I water. That's how I mix my algae control, my 20-20-20 fertilizer, and my plants are doing awesome. Put this over there to make it look like a great shot. Have fun. If you have any questions, please ask. On the safe side, what I did, being how this is really easy to grab, I went ahead and filled that up about a ½ inch above the bottom of the plant, the pot. It's really dry, so I just filled it up above the pot, and that will go ahead and suck up and soak up that water, extra water, because it is so dry. I did not mention, but normally what I do, and I had the cup out there and I forgot to show you, when I cut these little ropes, these for wicks, I'll put them in a little cup and soak them in water for a while. It doesn't matter, just as long as they get soaked up. And that way the plant will start receiving water as soon as that wick goes down in to your container. So that's perfect right there, as long as you don't tip it over, which I have done. That is perfect.